Hi mommies, this is Tanya, Noor's mom. So today I'm going to be speaking about baby powders. Are baby powders safe for your baby? So traditionally, powders have been synonymous with babies. Whenever we think of a baby, we think of that Johnson's baby powdery smell. And you know those ads where moms are dusting powders on their babies and the babies are loving it. I was myself a victim to all this advertising, and before Noor was born, I had gone and bought like a huge box of the Sebamed baby powder. But after my delivery, when we were getting discharged from the hospital, in the to-do list that your doctor does, share with you, the number one thing written in that was that no baby powders, and I was very, very surprised. To which I asked my pediatrician that why are you saying this? I mean, this is such a common thing, and I've already bought like a big dabba of powder. So then he explained me certain stuff, and he told me to go and look up in this and see how baby powder can be harmful for your baby. So to begin with, the answer to the question that if baby powders are safe for your babies is no. Baby powders are not safe for your babies. They are not advised for use by pediatricians. Even the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends against the use of baby powders because medically there is no need or necessity of using baby powders on babies. Now, why is that so? So, traditionally, once again, baby powders and even our adult powders have been made from a mineral called talcum. That is why it is also called talcum powders. So talcum has a mineral called talc in it. Now this talc is the softest mineral which is found on earth, and it has moisture absorbing qualities, and it is also known to reduce friction, which is why it is used to make powder. So this particular mineral, talc, it is found in the earth's crust near something which is called asbestos, and this asbestos is known to cause cancer. So the number one reason why baby powders are not recommended is that they are made of talc and they might contain small strains of asbestos that may cause cancer if they are used continuously and for a very, very long time. More specifically, they are known to cause ovarian cancer in women, and even skin cancer and lung cancer. So WHO does say that baby powders made of talc are possibly carcinogenic. So they are carcinogenic, they are cancerous, so we should obviously not put baby powders on our babies, because later on in their life it might affect them very badly. Next thing, so whenever we dust powder on our babies, like I said, talc is so soft, it has such tiny particles that it goes in the air, and in case the baby, or even as adults, when we inhale it, which is very common because if the baby is lying down, we are dusting powder on the baby, and those particles are going in the air, and the baby is inhaling that air. So the moment they go into your nose, they actually dry up the mucous membranes in the nose, which can lead to very, very severe respiratory problems. Like asthma, it can cause pneumonia, pneumoconiosis, it can cause pulmonary talcosis, then there is something called lung fibrosis, and it can even cause respiratory failure. So you see that little amount of talc can cause so much damage, and not just for the baby who is inhaling, the mother or the parent who is putting the powder is also inhaling it. So it is dangerous even for them. Hence, it is best that you don't use baby powder at all to avoid any risk of cancer later on in life or any respiratory problem, because there are so many studies that have been going on that have actually shown, these effects, which is why the most famous baby powder, Johnson and Johnson, is facing more than 9,000 lawsuits for all these medical kind of implications. Lastly, baby powder made of talc can also, irritate the baby's already delicate and sensitive skin. So for all these three reasons, we should definitely avoid any kind of baby powders. Now, which are the powders that are available in the market which have talc? Some have also come up with baby powders, some brands that don't have talc. So our usual brands like Sebamed, Kiko, Mothercare, Johnson and Johnson, so all of them have talc in them. If you go and read the ingredient list, you will see they have talc in them. So no for them. But like I said, there are other brands who have come up with alternatives to talc in the baby powder, like cornstarch. Then there is oat flour, baking soda, tapioca, arrowroot powder. So these brands are, some of them are, I think, like Moms and Company, Mama Earth. There are a few more brands that have come up with alternatives to talc in the powder. So even though they are better than the talc powders for babies, but pediatricians don't even recommend using them because even the particles in all of these can reach the baby's lungs, when they inhale it, and cause certain distress. Also, cornstarch based powder is also known to cause a candida based rash. It is known to cause a candida based infection. So even though they are better than talc, they can still have some possible consequences. So it's better to just avoid them altogether. So Noor is now 1 year old and I have not used any baby powder on her since she was born. Neither do I use it on my own, nor do I use it on her. Neither do I plan to use it in the future, because my work is getting done without powders. Why do we need powders? Why do we use powders? So we use powders for 3-4 things. We use them so that it absorbs moisture and sweat. Then it keeps bad odor away. Third, it reduces the friction in the body, like friction here when our arms rub. So it reduces the friction. Then it also makes your baby feel comfortable. And lastly, we use powder because it might prevent rash on the baby, especially in their diaper area. So all these 4 things, when I have other things to take care of these 4 problems, why do I need powder? Why do I need to make my child get exposed to a probable illness that can be fatal? So what are the other solutions to the problems that we use powder for? So if you think that your baby is prone to diaper rashes, then like I have mentioned in my previous video, for diaper rashes, you should give diaper free time to your baby. After every diaper change, clean your baby with water and a cloth, and let your baby air dry his private parts, so that there is no chance for any moisture to remain. Or you can also use a zinc oxide based diaper rash cream. I recommend Pseudocreme and Desitin. They are great even for other kind of rashes. Now if you are concerned about rashes on the baby's body due to heat, then you should adjust the baby's clothing according to the climate outside. If it's very hot, make sure your baby's wearing airy clothes, loose cotton clothes. Nothing is very tight on the baby. Or adjust the temperature of the room. If you think it's very hot, switch on an air conditioner. All of these things can actually solve these problems that we use powder for. Regarding odor, small babies don't have body odor. They smell so nice. I mean, you can smell them the entire day and feel so nice. And also all the creams and body oils that we use on them, they serve the purpose. Hence the verdict is that we say no to baby powders, we don't use them at all, and also advise or make other moms aware, other people aware who are using powders for their babies, because it is not safe for them. They are possibly cancerous, they can cause respiratory problems, they can cause skin allergies. So let's avoid them, whether they be made from talc or they are talc free, whether they are made from cornstarch. Let's avoid them altogether, because our baby is our life and we want them to be with us healthy and happy forever. So let's not take any chances and stop using baby powder at all. This was all about baby powders. I hope my video was helpful. Keep writing, keep suggesting topics for my next videos, and take care. Thank you. Bye bye.